Well, it couldn't last. It couldn't last forever, could it? I was hoping for one more push yesterday. We wanted one more move from those altcoins, and what did they do? They just started tipping it over slowly. I see our favorites like CAS is down 16%, SNX 10, FTT is 14% down, AVAX is 10. It's proper bleed out here. And then out of nowhere, they start pumping Doge because somebody wants to send a Doge coin to the moon or something like that. So we're going to discuss. That one now. Forgive me, I was out the gates a little bit early there. I had an itchy trigger finger there. What's happening, guys? Anyone got stuck in that Doge mess this morning? I see there was a little pump going on there. Dynaway says, is more dump incoming? Well, yesterday he was telling everyone that there was a dump coming. So Dynaway, why are you asking, bro? Yesterday you told us there was a dump coming. CRX, what's happening? Sasha says red. Evelyn says smash those likes. Okay, guys, so there's a lot happening. I did take an oil long as well for those of you that are not just here for the crypto things. I did take an oil long. That's okay. The S&P's looking pretty decent. And BTC, well, right now we feel like we're in no man's land. So let's take a look at BTC. And just try and get our heads around how we're going to play this thing for the next couple of days. So firstly, yesterday we saw that beautiful dip down into this rising trend here. We were watching the 4 hour and I was looking for this reaction at the 618 and trend, and we got that bounce and they sent it off. And where did they reject us now? They've rejected us at trend in this region again, and they've dipped back and they've given us a 618 bounce now. So is that the bounce we wanted? Is that the trigger for these altcoins? Because we saw things like Link and MATIC and a couple of other these alts sitting down onto key support areas while BTC was dipping into that 618. So was that a potential long opportunity that they gave us there for some of these altcoins on that bounce? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But basically, for me, if BTC starts losing this 618, we're going to see some altcoins that are sitting on supports now start drifting to lower areas. So right now, for me, it's all about the 618 at 35,800 for BTC. We start losing that, I'm calling dominance going up. I'm calling alts coming down. So we need to be very careful there. What are the levels that we can watch if we do get more downside? Well, if BTC starts dipping, we really just need to play this level by level. And I've marked out areas that are interesting. 35K needs a visit. The wick from 34,500 needs a visit as well. And this low here at this 33,000 region, this is a big area. And I wouldn't be surprised if they come and take a look at that as well. Perhaps in the dead of the night while we all sleeping, they come and try and rinse us out. So that is downside targets that I'm watching currently. And then upside, let's call it, if we start pushing up, we want to look at this break. We want to see how we go, but I wouldn't get too excited beyond about 38K. So that is pretty much the range we're looking at currently for the next couple of days, I would say. Let's just zoom out again, bigger picture again for the BTC spot guys that sit back and chill, trade these 3-day and these weekly candles. Well, I mean, nothing really changes here once again. So upside target for these guys that are looking at this picture is still this 40K region, and lower down here's this region, this lower area that I was watching, this 33, it's this wick is 33,400, and then we do have this big horizontal that is a key level for a lot of people out there, including myself. So I wonder, these key levels that everyone calls, do they ever actually hit? Well, we're going to find out, but that's about 31.5. And I do have Ray here backing me up today in the background. Say what's up, Ray.
Guys, happy Friday.
What are you trading, Ray? Are you long or are you short? What are you not?
I'm scalping a couple of things on this bounce, 40, BTC, and I'm trying to see if I can get a nice catch here on render.
Okay. So there's Ray looking for longs, sir. Ray's looking for longs, Ray. If you have any questions for Ray, let us know in the chats there. Okay, let's look at this oil long. This was just a classic setup for me. It's not as exciting as these altcoins. I was talking about this earlier in our sniper club, and these trades they're fun to do. You wait days and days and days and you need to be very patient for these ones. But we had US oil, this is WTI, dipping into a horizontal region and a 786. The RSI was getting very tired. We had a little double bottom there for us, and that gave us the entry for a potential oil long after a couple of days of bleeding out there for oil. So right now all systems go on oil, and we do have a target here at around about 78. So that's how I'm playing oil currently. Let's take a look at the S&P. Well, I mean, we saw what happened with the CPI news. Things are turning super bullish again out there. So we basically got a rocket ship out of these guys when that CPI news came out, and they sent this thing straight up to this 4-5 region. So, you know, looking at a super bullish S&P, you'd expect that these cryptos start performing a bit better. So I am still holding thumbs that we do get a nice push up here from BTC in the next couple of days. But what do we want to see on the S&P? Well, this is our first reaction zone here. This is a resistance area. You can see it's struggling. It's been a couple of days in this region. We really want to see this push now. We are nearly at these all-time highs. And then I think we're going to have some fireworks all over the place. If we can just get this last move for the S&P just over the line there. And then we can fire up some of these cryptos again and get stuck into those altcoins properly. Chris M. Lord D is in the house. What's happening? Craig says there's an echo. Guys, let me know. Is there an echo currently? We need to sort that out. Gordon wants to look at render. We're going to take a look at render for you. Right, let's look at ETH as well. This is very important. This is the leader of the alts, the king of the alts. And ETH gave us a little fake pump yesterday. There was that ETF, they filled in a form. I mean, the market literally pumps on BlackRock filling in a form and submitting a form. The market pumped 2% there for ETH, and that was pretty much the top of that move, and then everything started reversing. So ETH is now in this confirmed downtrend at the moment, and we are still watching these key support areas for ETH, so nothing's really changed here. I do like this 382 for ETH here at 1900, so that is a nice area for me. And then again, and I keep calling this the mothership, but you're going to see this on a lot of these altcoins. So if we do get BTC downside, what I need you guys to do is start looking at pulling your fibs from these lows around about the 14th, 15th October, whatever those lows were. Pull your fibs to the highs and start identifying where these 618s are tying in with horizontals and moving averages and things, because those are going to be your big areas if we do get some kind of capitulation or some kind of meltdown from BTC and these alts start falling over. These are going to be great potential buy zones that you need to look out for. So ETH for me, the mothership here is at 1760. This is the 200-day MA, 50-day MA, 200-week, and 618. And I keep repeating myself about this, but these are strong zones that we watch. And we look for reactions in these areas. And when we've got a cluster of all of these things, I would expect a decent reaction here for ETH if it does start falling over. Guys, tell me about this echo. Is there still an echo here? Let me know. Octavia wants to know about Fetch. Let's look at Fetch, because Fetch pumped for us yesterday, and then I tried to Fetch scalp this morning, and I got absolutely rinsed. So we're gonna look at Fetch as well for you. Mary says Link is on support. Yes, Link is sitting on the 200-week MA and the 382 area, just like a lot of these. So we need BTC to hold now. If BTC doesn't hold these areas and this dominance starts pushing higher, these alts are going to start bleeding. So we just need to be careful. Right, let's look at, oh, this is Bonk. We're not going to deal with Bonk just yet. Yes, Solana. Okay, so this is the current Sol situation. So Solana has lost this rising trend that we have been watching. We were looking at this yesterday. These were potential reaction areas, and we got a small reaction here, but it got tired very quickly and it started drifting lower. So the first real area of interest for me for Sol is going to be on a potential move down here to the 618 and horizontal region. So the scalpers over there, be a little bit patient. Let's see what happens at this region. You want to see what type of reaction you get in this area, and just be very careful. Eyes on BTC. You need to see what BTC is doing here. You want it to hold that 618. So Solana definitely running out of steam. I think a lot of the money started moving to AVAX with the Citigroup news and JP Morgan and all those things. And yeah, so probably a quiet time for Sol in the near future. And we might find some other altcoins now start pushing on. But yeah, Sol is ending, Spartans. Sol, look, Sol's not going to go to zero. Everybody loves Sol. Literally everybody. I think they're done with ETH now. It's Sol all over the place. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of guys that are just sticking their spare cash into Solana. I think there's a lot of faith in that at the moment. So it's definitely not going to zero, but just hang in there. But if you're a scalper, this is the 1 hour. This is the first area of interest. But let's actually take a zoom out here and give you guys a bigger picture as to what's going on. And remember, these meltdowns are sometimes a little bit frustrating. They can be a little bit depressing when we get these pullbacks, but they are opportunities. Any pullbacks like this is opportunity. You should be getting excited because we start looking at strong areas where we can get buys in. So here we go. This is now a nice mega zone for Sol. We should see a good reaction. So if things turn really ugly here, we're looking at 48 to 46 for Solana. That's where you want to pick up potential buyers if it really falls over. So remember, you can dial in, you can look at short-term moves, do all these sorts of things. But you know, when BTC starts falling over, the best thing you want to do is just zoom out, take a look at the bigger picture, see where you are, and you can always jump into scalp trades later. You can always get onto them later, and once they get momentum, you can add. But remember, always make sure you have cash for these pullbacks, and this is where you need to be. So identify these big zones and wait very patiently, and they will come for you. Mark touched the trading beast. DYDX, let's go. DYDX, yeah, MATIC. Yeah, MATIC is one we do need to address because it was dipping into a area of interest here. Right, so MATIC is moving into a 382 region. So this is a strong area for us. We do like the look of this area. A little bit lower though. We've got the 200-week MA pulling in here at 0.75. So that is a notable zone. And then again, like I was saying with Ethereum, it's got the same look to it at the moment. The 0.67 region for MATIC. I've got the 200-day MA, and I've got a 618, and I've got a 50-day MA pushing up into this region. So if you are a little bit patient and BTC does start falling over, this is where you need to be. 0.68 looks like a lovely zone for a little bounce there on MATIC, and then we'll see what happens after that. If things turn bullish, then that might have been the entry of the year for you. For things like MATIC and ETH. So eyes on these regions, and remember, scalping's all good and well, but when the things are falling over, zoom out, big candles, daily, 12-hour, look at your solid areas, and that's where the best plays are made. Michael wants to know about XRP. XRP actually just hit our TP for our short that we gave in the Sniper Club, but it's potentially is going down lower. We can look at that. Okay, I wanted to discuss Injective with you guys as well. We do have an interesting area here for Injective. It is looking interesting in two places. So right now for me, this is my first area that I like for Injective, 14.4, and you know, it's established this nice little support region up here for now. So this is the daily stuff. You can see they are trying to hold it up in this region. So this is the first area you're going to look for Injective, and the idea is then to play this range and see how we go. So we might get a move higher there, and we'll see what happens. If we do get some kind of collapse here and these alts start falling over, I've got a backup zone again, 50-day MA. We know these altcoins love that 50-day MA. We do have the 618 as well, so expect a reaction here, some kind of bounce or some kind of reaction there. We'll see on Injective. So that region is 11. Call it 11.2. I was going to say 11 on the button, but it's a little bit higher. It's a little bit higher. Is there still an echo? Oh no, Madi says no echo. Okay, Jason, yeah, TVK. Let's. I'm writing these notes down because you know what I do to you guys. I sometimes forget what you want while I'm talking, and then I move around and I forget. So I'm taking notes here while you're dropping these in. I've got Lido, XRD, TVK. Okay, we can do Link. Let's see where we are on Link. And let's go with AVAX. Yes, and Doge. The Doge is, I mean, this is why we even this is what I wanted to discuss with you guys today, this whole Doge situation. I mean, we had crypto this morning. So firstly, let's just see what the news was. We had Doge pumping. Okay, so everyone was getting stuck into Doge, but there was this news about these guys sending a coin to space, basically, and yeah, so that started this whole Doge move, And, you know, once you get pumps like this, it makes sense that it starts rolling over. It runs out of steam. I mean, we even had 𝗵𝗵 this morning talking about Doge. So those of you that were in Doge or whatever, you would have seen that that thing was pumping. And if you looked on Twitter, you would have seen it's because was talking about it, and everyone got stuck into it. So we had a combination of this news. We had 𝗵𝗵, who's got like a bazillion followers, and that started pushing Doge. So let's look at the Doge picture currently. This is the big picture. And you can see it's had multiple goes now at this resistance area, and it just is not cracking this currently. So this is a very strong area here, the 0.083 for Doge. You need to just exercise a bit of caution here. Once we do eventually crack this area, you can see Doge is hungry. They're trying to push it up there. So once we do break this area, you just want to see the support hold again in the 0.083 zone, and then you can potentially ride that up for, it's quite a nice target. It's 0.095, so it could be a good target, but it's again getting rejected. And if we zoom in, we can try and understand what's going on and try and time any bearish moves here on Doge. So right now it is in a rising trend. This is the 1 hour that we can track. And it's quite simple. You know, Doge is in the uptrend. It had a good move. It broke this high this morning, came back, bounced around, tested it, and fell over. Now we want to see if this trend is going to hold. Otherwise, that news is not going to be worth much other than that little pump we got this morning. So let's see what we get here. 382 bounce, no surprises there. So all the scientists out there, take a look at that. Pull the fib, low to the high. What did you get? 382 on the button. Let's zoom in again. I mean, isn't that ridiculous? So here we are, 382 bounce on the button there for Doge. Let's see how it goes. So, you know, people are looking for longs here on Doge. It's 382, it's trend, and it's quite simple. If it loses this trend, it's looking bearish, and we are heading lower. So if this doesn't bounce now in this 382 region with BTC bouncing off a 618 and pushing up here, timed with BTC, you're looking at downside now for Doge. And then we're going to zoom out again and look at these areas and say, okay, the next feasible area for Doge on the daily is going to be down here, 0.076. So those are the areas you need to watch for Doge. And again, just play safe, play careful. There's no rush. When the market's bearish, remember, things are bearish at the moment, so we're looking for little bounces and things like that. But the minute they turn full bull again, you can climb in with your long. So just be a little bit patient. I see we've got people asking about 𝗬𝗔 again. We got SLC, Solace. I don't know what Solace is. Cloto wants blur. Let's look at some blur, guys. And I mean, I wonder what Ray has there. I see Bruce has just jumped in too. I'm sure Bruce has got a couple of trades he's looking at, so I'm going to call Bruce up there shortly. I just want to see, guys, let's see who's doing what here. SLC, lots of requests for SLC. What is this thing? Lido. Okay, let's do Lido and TVK. That's what we need to get stuck into here. Ooh, okay. Lido, 8 hour. Look at this. This thing is melting down. Okay. We're going to re-pull our fib because we had a new high. So this was bouncing off the 382, but it did print a new high here. So let's take a look here. I'm going to move this to a different time frame. Okay, so you just take your fib, you pull it from the low. You want to get an area of interest. You want to see where these things could possibly react. So now we have that new high we need to pull in for Lido. And you want to look at these reaction zones. So let's see what we got. Okay, we're looking for horizontal reactions here, but it has lost the move on this 382. So again, we've got this region down here. The same thing that you saw with Ethereum. We've got the 200-day MA, we've got the 50-day MA, and we've got this horizontal here tied in with a 618 fib, really looking like a hot zone here. So these are very nice areas if we do get these moves lower. But right now, Lido is on a support region. So let's actually take a look at BTC at the same time, and let's see what's going on here. Okay, so what I like to do is look where BTC is. I want to see if it's holding the area, and then I want to look at dominance. I want to see what dominance is doing for us. Okay, and you can see dominance on the weekly. We're going to dial in now. But dominance on the weekly, we saw yesterday, it was fighting this 50-day MA. We wanted that little push lower. And now it's just, it's held this thing and it's pushing up. So let's dial in. Let's see what they're doing to us here. Okay, so what you don't want to see is dominance climbing while BTC is dumping. That is going to rinse your altcoins. So you need to pay attention here to these things. Okay, so look for reaction zones, look for resistance areas. You want to identify where your dominance could potentially reject, and that rejection in dominance starts helping your altcoins. Okay, so you look for these things. If this dominance keeps flying and BTC keeps dumping, just make sure you have stop losses and you are practicing risk management, because these alts could get ugly very quickly. Okay, let's look at our next one. Okay, so Lido, just to finish that Lido comment there for you. This is horizontal support 2.1, not the worst, and a little bit higher. We did have the 382, but 618 for me, 1.9 Lido. Love this area. Horizontal 618, 200-day MA, 50-day MA, pretty strong area for Lido. Nice. Eamon says mega bounce incoming. You know what? The market's designed to surprise us. If we all knew exactly what was going to happen, you know, then it would be too easy, wouldn't it? So they like to surprise us. Remember that feeling when you ultra bearish, you often get that reversal. We need to actually understand, are we feeling ultra bearish yet, guys? Let me know in the chats. Are we feeling bearish yet, or are you guys still feeling, are you still feeling okay? Are you feeling bullish? Let me know here. I'm reading these chats. But in between all these altcoin requests, compound, we got to look at that. Okay, TVK. Let's go TVK. Okay, so TVK had a lot of fun. We have been tracking this one a little bit, but again, struggles at resistance here. So careful up here, 0.0534. I've heard a lot of good things about TVK. Sounds like it's something you need to have in your spot bags and things like that. And this pullback might actually give you guys some good opportunities. So areas to look for potential buys on TVK. 0.0436. You can see they're trying to drift it lower. 0.041, and this guy 0.038. So yeah, a little bit of a mixed bag here. But if you're looking for DCA type stuff and you're drifting down, this is where it's at. You're looking at these areas. Again, you got to time this. We don't know how deep BTC is going to go. I don't think we're going to get much deeper than, say, 31.5 if it does fall over. But these are the type of big areas you need to tie in for your altcoins. Eli says he's bearish, but he needs more money to DCA. Well, we need to find you some shorts then in case it's falling over. And then you can throw that money at it. Okay, Low says FTM's dumping. It sounds like a lot's falling over here. Fun, I suppose. Let's look at XRD. Radix. I've never heard of this thing. Never heard of this thing. Okay, doesn't seem to do much, this Radix situation. Let's see if we've got something to work with here. So I'd say you've got time. I wouldn't rush into anything here with this guy. Losing the 50-day MA in a mini range. So here, I'd say you've got time on Radix. I wouldn't rush into anything here. You can see your lows. Your lows are down here, 0.040 range low. So anything like that, try and get a buy in. But this is deep. I mean, this is pretty deep. The last time it was this bad was, when was it? When it was launched, March 23. So look down there, 0.040 potential buys happening there for you. Okay, let's get stuck into Blur. Oh, and then we're going to cover Render after this. Okay, so let's look at Blur. And then guys, does no one want to see Rune Are we bored of Rune? I haven't seen anyone asking for Rune here in the chat yet. Okay, let's look at this blur situation. Oh, we've got a meltdown here. Things are falling over. Things are definitely falling over here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to just pull our fibs. We're looking for levels. We're looking for areas of strength. Not great. Blur is losing the 200-day MA. Okay, that's not a good look for any altcoin when they start losing the 200-day MA. Look out over here. Okay, so you're looking for potential relief areas. You're looking for potential bounce areas. This is very nice here. 618 tied in with horizontals. We've got nice horizontals here as well, so you should get a reaction in this area. Okay, that's nice. So you're looking at 0.275. That's an area incoming there for blur that I like. Look out for a little potential wick down to try and tap this 50-day MA maybe, and then your backup zone. This blur looks very sad though. Okay. Backup area, you've got fibs and horizontals as your backup level, but I do like this first area, 0.276, that region. I think you're going to be okay there. But again, eyes on BTC. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, finally someone's asking for Rune. We got to deal with Rune. Rune is pretty stubborn, but I mean, we've had fun with Rune. It's been good to us. It's been very, very good to us. Thoughts on Wildcoin? I'm going to leave that for Bruce. Bruce, can you prep WLD for us? Bruce is on it. I know Bruce loves a bit of Wildcoin. Okay, let's look here. AVAX. Did we not cover AVAX? Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, monster size rejection here for AVAX. Monster. Okay, so the first area you're going to get where you could calm down a little bit, I'm looking at 18, really. That is a region, 18-ish. That's the area that's interesting. Let's see how this candle goes. Maybe a little reaction here at 19.7. Let's see, maybe something here at 19.7. Otherwise, 18.5, AVAX. Jeez, Bruce. I know Ray is also watching. Ray, what's going on there? Are you watching the market? What's happening while I'm doing all this charting?
Man, it's going for it. RSI
is it going up? Is it going down? Right?
It's going down. It's going down. Find your entries.
Okay, keep looking for those entries. We're gonna look for entries here. We're gonna look for entries. Okay, let's look at what do we got? Let's look at Rune and Render. Okay, so here's Render drifting down. So Render's moving into my first area or first potential bounce area here at 2.66, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's a nice bounce area. It's because it's the retest of the breakout that we had the other day when we were having so much fun being long on Render. So this is something to look out for. Here's the high that we broke. We broke this high. We are looking for this retest here. So this could be our first bounce zone, relief area. For those of you sweating bullets now, you in your positions, you're sweating, it's drifting down. You want to know where can you get a relief bounce. I'm looking at 2.66, somewhere in that region. And then your next area, and again, just tie it into some strong horizontals. Look where it was resistance before, and then you're looking at 2.53. So let's dial in again. And you can see how this thing played out. So this is something you guys can play around with, but we had a nice little head and shoulders on the 15 minutes. It was also there on the 1 hour. So you get that higher high, and then you get the lower high, and then the trouble starts. And then you start looking at a move from the height of the top of the head to the neck, and you will find it's roughly tied into that retest of that high that we broke on that breakout. So we are on our way down to this 2.68, and we should get there soon. We should actually tie in some 𝗓𝗔 to some of these things to see when the bleeding is going to end. And here's a good example. Let's get these settings right. Let's just make sure these are correct. Okay, so 𝗓𝗔 on the 15 minutes. So this is degen stuff. We are still in a short print. Okay, so we haven't had any changes yet. So they printed a medium little bullish sign, and then they've gone full short again over here. So let's look at the 1 hour. Okay, and we are still in the 1 hour short, and no signs of reversal just yet. So be patient, let it drift, let it drift, let it drift. For me, I'm watching this one, 2.66, 2.68. But again, you can keep your eyes on 𝗧𝗪𝗀 as well. You can see the 1 hour stock is heavily oversold here. We might get some kind of reversal there. Let's look at regular RSI. Sometimes I like to use that for also a guide as to when we're going to get a reversal. Let's take that one away. And you can see this one is moving down as well. So we're just looking for this one to be heavily oversold, and then we should get some kind of relief bounce, and you might find that it ties in with this 2.66 region. So just be a little bit patient. Okay, so Blur we've covered. I got you guys. 𝗕𝗏𝗂, I got you guys. XRD, Lido we did. Doge we did. TIA, and let's get Bruce in urgently.
Urgently?
The market is melting down.
Well,
we need your calming advice.
Well, if you take a look at what's on my, hold on, if you take a look at what's on my screen, you feel calmer.
Okay, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up.
Hang on, let me do that. I didn't want to do it while you were talking, but you guys are asking about Wild West World whatever coin, and guess what?
No, is it bouncing?
Look at that.
I don't believe it.
It banged on the 618. Look at that. Look at that. The 618, and that pinned it right there perfectly. Yeah. There's Wild.
I don't believe it. An altcoin bouncing off a 618. I do not believe this.
Wilder coin 𝗵𝗲, which will show you TIA, oftentimes CRB and BLZ ignore the market. As a matter of fact, when people pull their money out of the sort of normal stuff, they stick it into these coins. And then when the market starts to pump, these guys go dead. I'm starting to notice a pattern. But Wilder coin came down, hit the 618, and it's doing a very pretty little thing right now.
So guys, in all this bearishness and all this redness, there might be a trend break coming on WLD, believe it or not.
Yep.
Okay, there might be a long opportunity brewing here.
Yeah, totally go for it. That's what I'm going to do. And if you wanted to see another one, 𝗵𝗲 is also, let me zoom out a bit so you can see it. Hang on. Oh, I'm going to go back to Wild Coin. Also, you've got, I just wanted to show you that on the 1 hour, that on 𝗧𝗪𝗀, so notices also, it printed 2 X's, which according to Simon means that the next, right after that, it's going to print along. So I'm expecting any second now for 𝗧𝗪𝗀 to print along on the 1 hour. Wanted to make sure you guys saw that.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. And 𝗵𝗲 is also, look at that. Break. Come down. Basically broke through the trend, came back and retested, sticking right on that trend line. I don't know.
Okay, guys. Eyes on BTC. Eyes on dominance. WLD seems to be doing its own thing. Just be careful there, obviously. If there's a meltdown, everything's melting down. There's no doubt everything's going to melt down. So just be careful. Pick your battles. Small positions, low leverage stuff. Don't be crazy out there. You can see this market's a bit bearish. Be careful.
Just scale your way up. Nothing fancy.
Okay. Small stuff. You can always add to a winning position. Okay, you don't need to get wrecked out the gates. Okay, let's. I've got a request for this ANT. And yeah, let me pull up this ANT quickly here.
Go for it.
12-hour ANT is what I'm looking at. Not sure what the situation is here. This is a 50-day MA. It's trying to react on. So look how this acts as support as much as possible. This 50-day MA, and now it's dipping onto it again. Potentially something's going to happen here. Potentially a reaction, but again, your backup is a trend that we got going on down in this region at 4.5, 4.6. So if you don't get a bounce here, 4.8. If you're not bouncing by 4.8, I would maybe this wick here at 4.7, but if you're not getting this 4.8 region, sit back, wait for this 4.56, 4.6 area. Crypto Nympho really likes FTM. I think we need to give him some FTM.
Yeah,
I think so. How many likes do we have there? Let's get the other head of likes here. Ray.
okay.
Ray and Bruce.
349.
How many likes do we have, Ray? 249.
349.
349. Okay, 500 likes. We're going to fire up FTM. I'm going to give you DGen vibes FTM, and I'm going to give you big picture vibes FTM. Okay, Michelle. Thanks, Michelle. Michelle's helping us there too. Also, head of likes, Michelle. Uncle Dill. Guys, I mean, somebody called me a boomer yesterday on this. Should I be offended or not? I'm not sure. It was good. It was good. Let's catch up on something like TRB. This one was brewing and cooking a nice long for us a few days ago, and we got a move up. But now it's drifting down. So any of you traders there that are involved in TRB, Mel says Papa Dill. I can deal with Papa Dill. I don't mind that. So right now TRB, this is the 4 hour. Just track this trend. This is actually a beautiful looking setup forming here on TRB. You see we had this nice downtrend over here. It bounced off this nice solid support region. Let's see what happens when it gets back to this 50-day MA 618. Maybe it's the start of a nice double bottom for us that's going to send us to much greater things. So I'm loving this TRB. I want to see what happens at around about 80. Let's see what we get. But a double bottom would be a nice little look for it. So again, looking for something like that, and that could be a proper move there for us. So keep TRB on your watch list. Let's Lux Algo this thing. And we are still in our bullish print here on the, wait. We got to get these settings right. Okay, so we are still bullish in the bullish print, and yeah, so watch the support 50-day MA 618. Look at this 80 region to hold, and maybe something brewing there for TRB. Okay, what's our like situation here?
We've got 466.
Guys,
and
come on.
500.
Come on.
I've got, I know everybody's asking for TIA, and I have TIA once we hit, what do you think, 500?
Well, yeah, guys, I mean, if you like the content, like we here for you. So you know, let's get it going. I want to get FTM up here. Are we on 500 there yet?
We are 492. Come on, guys.
Come on.
That use this right there. Here we go.
Okay.
We did it. 526.
Okay. So let's go bigger picture Phantom. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, mega rejections. All these altcoins, mega rejections before their next resistance area. So that was a very big disappointment. I wanted to see one more blow off top on these altcoins. I wanted to see that push before that mega rejection, and looks like now they're coming for us. So let's see the size of this rejection so far. 15%. So look, I mean, we see 15% in a 15-minute candle in the crypto world. So right now this is a tame pullback. Okay, let's identify some areas for you. We want solid zones. We want tie-in areas. We don't want something just sitting alone by itself. For example, the 382 on its own doesn't really work as nicely as the 382 mixed with moving averages, horizontals, all these other things. But right now, for me, FTM is moving into a support region here, 32. Okay, so this is a bounce area. This is an area of interest where it could potentially stop dipping. Let's look at BTC. Okay, BTC is holding for now. Let's look at dominance. Dominance is ripping. So guys, as long as this dominance is ripping, these alts are going to be bleeding. Okay, the minute this dominance rejects, then you should get some kind of relief from these altcoins. So let's try and identify rejection zone here. Okay, so we might just have to be a little bit more patient. So if we don't get this rejection here, You can see we're in a resistance area now on dominance. If we don't get this turnover here, these alts are going to start melting a little bit more. So watch your favorite alts, watch your strong levels, and eyes on this dominance. This is dominance 1 hour, so keep watching this. Okay, let's see what we go. Maruk says headbutt the like button. Waves, right? Do we even do waves? Okay, Bruce, give us TIA quickly, and then I want to get waves out. I get a lot of requests for waves. Do it.
Okay, you know, if you ask TIA, the question you ask, is the market tanking right now? I don't think so. And look at this. Hold on, let me zoom in. There we go. A bit so you can see it. But my mouse is not working very well this morning. But basically broke up above resistance level. This level that was right there. And then arranged. It did a swing trading pattern, Wyckoff spring thing. Came up. And now it's retesting right there, right off the 618, right there.
Okay, so horizontal
618 horizontal support.
Okay, so potential safe zone for you. But guys, tie that in with this dominance. This dominance is making me a little bit nervous the way it's pumping like this. Chris is here. Chris, what's happening, bro? Okay, let's go Sol. Sure. Did we not do Sol, guys? Really, did we not do Sol? Chris, did we do Sol? Yeah, we did do Sol. We did do Sol. We covered Sol for you. We did Sol hard. I hard sold you. 48 to 46. We definitely did Sol. Okay, let's go with Link because we were looking at Link earlier. I was trying to jump into a Link long. Let's see how we're going. Just hanging on right now. Okay, so picture on Link. Basically, it's going to tie in with this market moving down, but Link is hanging on to now. Let's call it losing the 200 week. Let's not give any hope here. We're losing the 200 week EMA, and we are losing the 382. So we look for our next cluster on Link if things start falling over. So we're gonna wait and see where these candles close. It's not over. If you guys see these things dipping down, it's often a flush, and then they want to push you a little back higher. So just be patient here on Link. But again, we've got two little cluster areas coming up here. We've got 11.8, which is a bounce area, and then we've got 618 and a 50-day MA pushing up a little bit lower. Now remember, Link has had a mega pump. Link was leading this rally. Link was leading the altcoin move, and you know, it's if something's going to get sold off, maybe they're going to start taking profits on Link. I mean, I would if I got an entry where we were giving entries right back. When was this? A couple of months ago. We were looking at entries at around 6, 7, that sort of region. So you know, people have 2x'd here, potential sell-off then. So Link right now, if it doesn't bounce here, this is the zone. If it doesn't bounce here, relief maybe at 11.7. and something spicy maybe at 10.8. You're going to get something out of it there. Okay, render, we did cover render. Just go back a little bit. Jungle boy, just go back a little bit there. Injective, we covered. Lions channel, we covered injective, bro. Mini range in play there. Just take a look there. I just covered it maybe 20 minutes back. We covered injective. Let's go DYDX and ADA. Oh, look at this ant. This ant situation is bouncing a little bit. So there is a reaction. Okay, let's see. Just see if that holds. Just play it safe here. Okay, just play safe here. Okay, let's go ADA and DYDX. Okay, let me just delete some of these scribbles here. But you can see ADA is reacting in a reaction zone. So we have identified this area previously. Okay, that was a fib region there. Yes, that was that previous fib pool. What do we get here? Yeah, that was that original fib pool down there. Okay, so what I would say for ADA, yes, 35 is an area you need to be aware of here. 35, you can see they're buying it up here, buying it up. So watch this region, look for a little dip to 33, 33.6, 33.34. But again, guys, mothership, look at this. You've seen it on ETH, you've seen it on MATIC, you've seen it on IDO, you've seen it everywhere. It's almost like they're aligning the stars here for this wick to this area. So have a little sneaky buy set up on ADA somewhere, a limit order or something along those lines. You've got a big area here for me, 0.3. That could be the buy of the year for ADA if you snag that one. And the same with ETH. So 0.3 for me, ADA. If you get that lucky, it's going to feel really shit when it drops down there. But if you get that entry at the 200-day, 50-day, 618 at 0.3 for ADA, you're going to be very happy. So just make sure you have something there. Let's go DYDX. Guys, I'm trying to get to everyone's coins. So, just be patient with me. There's a lot. And I'm trying to tackle and make everybody happy here. Bruce, can you look at 𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗏 for us? And can you look at 𝗪𝗂? I see request. Shea's even shouting at me. She's shouting 𝗪𝗂 at me.
And 𝗪𝗂.
So many exclamations here. Okay, and why? Yeah, okay, so 𝗬𝗂𝗏 from Marty. Okay, so Bruce, you on those two. Oh, DYDX. Okay. So this is zone number 2. So we had a nice reaction off our first one after that nice DYDX news. And what do we know? We've got a token unlock coming. So let's see what they gave us. They gave us a reaction in the first region. That created our downtrend. Okay, that rejection. So now we know we're in a downtrend. And now we are on old resistance. And we want to see this old resistance hold. So let's zoom out. Okay, and you can see why this is an interesting zone. You look for areas where there was old resistance on big candles, daily candles, big resistance zone. So this is where you should be looking for a reaction here on DYDX, some kind of potential relief bounce or something along those lines. And if it does, if BTC starts falling over and this dominance keeps pumping, to me, it looks like DYDX is going to want to drift down quite quickly here. And there's a little cluster down here that's looking interesting as well at 2.55. So I wouldn't say last chance saloon for DYDX, but this 3.25 region needs to do something here. Otherwise, things are looking pretty dark out there in the world of BTC. So let's see what type of supports we have down here. We don't have much tie-in over there. Let's take a look on the weekly. So remember, token unlock coming for DYDX as well. Just want to pull a fib from this low down here to this high. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we do have tie in here on this big weekly fib pool, 3.2. So 3.2 on the weekly, and then your next potential reaction zone, 2.9. And then you back at 2.5. So mark these on your charts. 2.5, 2.9, and 3.2. Those are the main zones for DYDX. Everything else in between that to me is a little bit of noise, up, down, up, down. Your big areas, if you're pulling back, those are your zones. 3.2, 2.9, 2.5. Okay, Bruce, can you fire us up with
yeah. Got them both. So 𝗪𝗂 basically has been on a tear for basically since October. Pushed right up. It pushed up against this. Hang on, let me get it back. Away. That this area tested it again, missed it, and with this pullback, it's pulling back now to the 382. And if it holds that, that'd be great. But interestingly, the 618 down below ties in with this support area, this horizontal area. And I'm also noticing that the 200-day and the 50-day are converging in this area. So depending what this is all in Bitcoin's hand right now. If Bitcoin decides that it's had enough and dominance stabilizes, then we might bounce from this area, which would be great. But if Bitcoin continues to tank a little bit, then start eyeballing this area, which is going to be support, 618, 50-day moving average, all kind of converging right there. Wait and watch and see what Bitcoin does. 𝗬𝗂𝗏, very similar. 𝗬𝗏 also is basically sitting at the support area. It's got a bit of a head and shoulders right there. You can see it right there, there, and there. Kind of tanked down right to the support area. I didn't drop fib on it.
I love that look of that. What is that MA down there?
Blue one is 50-day. Red one is 200. So look at that.
I'm loving that 50-day.
Loving 618 horizontal support, 50-day moving average. I got my eyes right there. What about you?
DGen Viking, bro, I promise you I did MATIC already. Just go back a little bit. We did cover MATIC. We did cover MATIC. I think we might be getting some relief here in the markets. Let's look at CAS, guys. Let's CAS this thing. Okay, render is a little bounce so far for render, but still want to see lower down. Again, if you are trying to trade render or things like that, lower down is the actual bounce zone I'm looking for. If this market does run away from you, you've always got the trend break that you can play, so don't panic. But don't buy it randomly here. You know, buy it on the break and retest of trend, or buy it on the move lower. So look for those bounces in solid bounce zones where we are. Paul says Sol bounces up. Guys, lots of 382s, lots of horizontals, lots of areas where there's potential bounces. So that's why we call them reaction zones, high impact zones. That's why we play those areas. And let's look at Casper. Okay, so Casper's fallen over, and that would mean my little Casper trade is starting to fall over. I've been holding this Casper trade for a while now. Let's take a look here. So I've been trading Casper on 𝗵𝗂𝗀 because you can increase that leverage very high once the trade is running and actually add to your position. I'm going to show you guys what I do there. Okay, so CAS lost this level. It's a pity because this is the level I wanted to exit potentially. Okay, so let's see how we go here. Okay, so this is how you're going to play CAS. This is CAS on the 1 hour. Most obvious area to me now looks like a little move potentially lower if we do get drift down. Otherwise, you're just going to play this trend. You just got to keep it simple here with CAS. So right now, this is for me on the 1 hour. It's kind of no man's land. This RSI at the bottom does say potentially want to bounce a little bit, but again, if it does bounce, you're looking at a rejection area 0.12, and lower down, I'd look for a bounce at 0.105. So, I mean, the last time I showed you guys my CAS trade, you made me close it. Then I showed you guys my next CAS trade, and the market collapsed and closed it for me on my behalf. And that thing was cooking. Then I decided on 𝗵𝗂𝗀, I wanted to build a little CAS long with tiny. I started with like nothing basically. And as it started moving, I started adding to it and created a bigger and bigger trade. And now I wanted to show you guys, because I get a lot of questions like how you can play with a cross leverage and things like that. So right now you can see the CAS is on 10x, and so it's locked up a lot of margin, but the trade's running. You can see this little trade that I started is $900 up. So now what I can do here is I can go to up the leverage. So I'm going to up the leverage on this thing, and you'll see what it does. So if you look here at the top right, it says available $180 to trade. Now if I up this leverage, well, it should change. Wait, I'm gonna take the margin out. Hold on. So wait. Where can I take this margin out? So what you do is you up the leverage. I think you can do it on your phone only. So you up the leverage, and then you require less margin to be in the position, and you are now in profit. So your risk is like basically zero, and you can take that money out now. So you up you up the leverage. It lets you take that margin out, and then you can use that margin to take out. You can spend it on coins. You can open another trade. You can do all sorts of things. So once you fire up a trade, start it on low leverage, 5x, whatever. Just get it moving. Once it starts moving, you can start adding to that position. And when it's really running, you can leave the position open, increase the margin, and then take your money out. Now, I was playing with it on my phone, and now I'm looking at it on the actual platform, and I can't see where to do it. But you can do it. You can remove the margin. So you'll click on it, you'll take the margin out, and then it's only going to keep in maybe $50 to hold that trade, and you can hold that trade to the end of time, provided it doesn't get stopped out, obviously. and then if CAS keeps running, it can just run forever, and then it's yeah, all fun and games. So, but again, guys, leverage is a very dangerous thing. So when you open a position, you start a position, it's got to be low. It's got to be low. We're talking 3x type thing, 5x max. Let it start moving. When you are in profit, then you can raise stops, you can increase your leverage. It allows you to unlock your capital that then you can go and buy spot positions with, and all sorts of things, and you don't necessarily have to close your trade. It can stay open. So that is a little trick you can do with cross margin and isolated. Cross margin actually does it automatically. Isolated, you physically have to remove the margin, which you can do on the phone. For some reason, I haven't been able to do it here. All right, let's see, maybe we can do it here. Okay, well, guys, I'll figure it out for you. I'll show you tomorrow. Oh no, I'll show you on Monday how we do that. Cool. Otherwise, you do it on the phone, on the app. Okay, so yeah, things like render, we are getting a little bounce, but a little bit early for me.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's take a couple more, and then we're gonna jump. CFX, that's a good one. Let's go CFX. Let's go CFX. But guys, there is a link in the description for 𝗕𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗃 if you want to play around with 𝗕𝗂𝗃𝗃 and that leverage and stuff. There is a link. Oh, and I forgot to show you. There is an exclusive Dylan deal. There's 8 days left. Okay, get the Dylan deal.
Whoa!
I mean, that's my face.
Yeah, that's wow.
Get the Dylan deal. Get the Dylan deal. Okay, let's see. CFX is bouncing. Still, do you remember when we set this trade up? Okay, so this market has been very frustrating because we set this trade up, they front ran it, then we had a whole bull run. We had a 2-week bull run, and we are back to where we started with CFX. So let's see what they're doing to us here. CFX has been pretty quiet. It used to be a nice mover. Okay, so yeah, a little bit of strange sort of rangy stuff going on here, but yeah, falling over 50-day MA. Okay, we do have a little cluster here, so let's neaten this up. Okay, let's neaten up this little cluster here so you guys can see what I'm looking for. And this is a potential horizontal bounce area. Okay, range low. So this is more sort of scalper region here. We're on the 4 hour now, but you can see what's going on here. Potential bounce zone. Okay, look at that, 50-day MA, potential support play there. So eyes on that. Let's look at 𝗓𝗏 order block, 50% order block.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a green, so it's a green order block. So it's not what that is more of a bearish order block if it's bigger green. So but it can give you a bounce. Let's look at that. We've printed our first X on the 4 hour. Let's make sure these settings are
green cloud too.
Okay, we might, yeah, so we've printed an X, so it could be a reversal brewing here for CFX. And when 𝗓𝗏 starts telling us there's a potential reversal and it's tying in with a horizontal and a 50-day MA or a fib or anything like that, and you start getting a few reasons why it might bounce, that can tell us that we could get something going on here. So eyes on CFX. Ideally, you want to see that second X print on 𝗓𝗏, but you can see they printed the first one, so they printed the short. Short was printed, first take profit, which is these little X's were printed, and we want to see a little bit, maybe a little fake out down there, and then a move higher. So remember, sometimes when we think it's reversed, they come for you one more time. Okay, so if you think you caught the reversal, they come back again for you and they try and flush out those little longs there, and then they send it. So just be aware of it. If you're buying in that area and stuff, just be aware that they sometimes want to do that first. Okay, what was the other one we said? 𝗏𝗏. Did we do 𝗏𝗏? See, little link bouncy there. 382.
It's stabilizing right now, the whole market.
Yeah, it's still in the game. Still in the game.
Temporarily taking a pause on the dump.
You're still in the game. I bet you Ray's long. You're long, Ray. You are long.
The cost was up 27%.
You're cute. Very cute. I love it.
Ray is long and strong. Okay, let's take a look here. FDM, bounce, support area. Okay, decent. DYDX. Let's dial in. Okay, bounce, reaction area, DYDX. Okay, these things all tie in together. When you see BTC on a 618 fib, you're always watching your altcoins on reaction areas. Where they tying in? What are they hitting? And then you get those reactions, and that's when you can start playing around and start trying to build positions. Okay, let's go Audi. Yeah.
I was wondering whether you mentioned Sniper Club and the XRP call that Sheldon called for us there. That
he's already TP'd, right?
Yep.
So yeah, guys, in we created the Sniper Club. I think you guys probably know about it by now. It is a paid service. We have the Sniper team in the Sniper Club. We do live closed sessions. We do Zooms. We post a lot of charts, thoughts, ideas in there daily. There's chats in there. Today we've just launched an Ask Dylan question and an Ask Bruce and an Ask Sheldon. So we've got separate categories we are adding. So if you have questions, you can engage with us in there, and we can get back to you, when it suits us. Because I found in the chats, I was losing people were talking to me and I couldn't find them. So now we have our own areas that I haven't even announced it yet officially, but we do have a question and answer area for you guys.
Thanks for letting me know.
So if you're posting charts and whatever, and people have a question, Bruce, they can just go to you directly in your channel there. And ask you
That's
questions.
Great. That's great.
Okay, so let's just close out audio. Didn't we discuss this one earlier? Geez, we go through a lot of coins, but this looks familiar. Okay, so rising channel, we did see this. I remember looking at this thing. Okay, so these rising channels, eventually they break down, okay? But you can just play them until they do. So let's see. Maybe that's the bounce one.
That's my kind of trade right there.
Yeah, I know. That's right up your alley. So, yeah, you could play that like that. Let's see if we have any support from Fibonacci and things. A little 618 down here. 21.6 could help you a little bit. And then again, loses this trend, your next target. Always identify your next bounce area, your next bounce region. So when things turn south and you get stopped out, the world isn't over. You just look for your next opportunity at your next reaction zone, where you can get your bounce and things. So so Audi looks okay. This is the 8 hour, so these are big candles. And then next move is 18.1. Okay, Bruce, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thanks
that was great.
I'm going to just take you off here quickly and my screen. So guys, again, we are pretty unsure where we are right now with BTC. It's talking 33, it's talking 38. We really need to just watch these charts, eyes on dominance. We didn't get the news we wanted with the ETF. That was kind of getting priced in over the last few days. People were getting pumped and excited about it. So we need to wait for another catalyst. What's the next catalyst for the next BTC move? How are we going to push this thing? And until then, we need to be patient. Watch your key areas. Things might slow down. If things turn bearish, we could slow down for a little while. You're not going to get those big gains that you were getting over the last week or two. And then again, it's time to just smaller positions, play safe, wait for the big ones. And then remember, when the market's moving again and it's moving fast, you can jump in, you can add to your positions. We're going to be scalping like crazy on these 15-minute candles again. When it does, when the opportunity presents itself, that's what we're going to be getting stuck into. So right now you can see a lot of these charts, they turned over. There were a lot of bearish signs. We lost trends. Now we're looking for recovery bounces, and any bounces on a lot of these coins might be areas where we're going to be TPing quite early, or potentially looking for shorts now until we have a confirmed trend change on BTC. So just play it safe out there. Let's confirm one more time where we are with BTC and where we're going to leave things this weekend. So right now we do have some kind of reaction here on the 618 and horizontal. So that is this 35,900. So I'm watching that 35,900 closely. I'm still sitting in my BTC long that I took yesterday on this move down that we spoke about. If we start losing candles, I'm probably going to start cutting it. And so play it safe, watch these reaction zones, and don't get wrecked on the weekend. Like, take a break from trading, don't overtrade. Remember, we get these plays where we get a week where we make tons of money, and then sometimes you just got to wait a bit, let things settle, let things play out. So we'll catch you guys on Monday, and see you there.